In light of the new deal between Frank Warren and ESPN and Tyson Fury, an 80 million deal, that will mean that Tyson Fury will only be able to fight on the platform ESPN in America. What does this mean for Tyson Fury versus Deontay Wilder, the rematch? It has been much anticipated and it has been called by the WBC, but no deal has been reached yet, and there has already been an extension on the purse bid situation with the WBC, Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. So a deal must be made very soon, or risk the rematch not happening. But what I'm starting to think now is now that Tyson Fury has taken this turn, it leaves Deontay Wilder in the dark slightly because Deontay Wilder does not have a deal with a broadcaster. He is a free agent. He has even come out and said that he is a free agent. But still, he usually fights on Showtime. And it seems like Deontay Wilder seems to like to stick to his ways. He stuck with Shelly Finkel for some unknown reason, considering Shelly Finkel won't let him fight in an undisputed fight. And obviously Deontay Wilder doesn't want that fight really anyway. But that could change, because obviously Anthony Joshua has his fight date 1st of June, Madison Square Garden with Jarrel Miller. But with these turn of events, could Deontay Wilder step in for Jarrel Miller and fight Anthony Joshua on that card? I mean, yes, it is unlikely, but still, not completely impossible. As we know, anything can happen in boxing. So how could this deal be made when Jarrel Miller already has a deal in place? Well, obviously Jarrel Miller would have to take a step-aside fee and possibly fight Anthony Joshua later this year or early next year instead of fighting him on the 1st of June. Which I don't know whether he would be happy doing, but still, he would get that fight. He must be guaranteed that fight if this was to be made. And obviously Deontay Wilder is going to have to grow a pair and get in there with Anthony Joshua. But as I said, in boxing, we're just waiting for the next thing to come along and surprise us. So this is a possibility. I wouldn't say it's highly likely or even likely, but I'd say it is a possibility. Because obviously Deontay Wilder is without an opponent at the moment. And obviously Tyson Fury is also, because the rematch has not been made yet and the deal has not been struck. And obviously Tyson Fury with his new deal with ESPN and his eagerness to get out straight away, because he said that he wants to be fighting within 2 or 3 months. And obviously the rematch is a huge fight, and obviously Tyson Fury is starting camp now, so he's going to want to be fighting very soon and get out on his new platform in America. So the Deontay Wilder rematch could be put off, meaning that Deontay Wilder could go and face Anthony Joshua as long as there was a deal put in place for Jarrel Miller to take the fight later and Deontay Wilder to get in there on the 1st of June instead at Madison Square Garden for the undisputed fight. Now obviously this seems like backtracking a lot because obviously the fight has been announced between Anthony Joshua and Jarrel Miller, and it has only just been announced recently also, so it would be kind of odd if they suddenly sidestepped and fought Deontay Wilder. But guys, who would complain about that? That's the fight we've always wanted for the last 2 or 3 years. We've wanted them to lock horns, and we could get it, but obviously Jarrel Miller would have to step aside. And it would be in America. Anthony Joshua would not be delivering the undisputed fight to the UK fans at Wembley. But still, obviously, we still get the undisputed fight. I don't think the UK fans would be too unhappy or adverse to getting up early in the morning to watch an undisputed fight. I think we'd all love to do that. And Madison Square Garden, it would be a good event and obviously a huge showdown between Deontay Wilder and Anthony Joshua for undisputed. 2 undefeated fighters coming together to unite all of the belts in the heavyweight division. Is it possible? Yes. Is it highly likely? No. But still, it is possible. As I said, anything can happen in boxing, and this would be huge. Now, I'm not confirming anything, but I'm just saying I would love to see this happen. I hope this happens, but obviously it is unlikely because Anthony Joshua has his opponent, and Deontay Wilder has never really wanted to fight Anthony Joshua, but still, it is possible. Purely because of the Tyson Fury deal now, that has made it more possible, or possible at all, because obviously Anthony Joshua was always going to face Jarrel Miller. That deal has been made. But obviously now it does create the possibility that Anthony Joshua will be looking to Deontay Wilder now instead of Jarrel Miller as he prepares for Miller for the 1st of June, because obviously Deontay Wilder is without an opponent, and who is he going to face if he cannot make the Tyson Fury rematch? He usually fights on Showtime, not ESPN, so obviously he would have to fight on ESPN now. That is the only way the fight can happen, because Tyson Fury has an exclusive deal with them. So obviously Deontay Wilder could fight on DAZN and fight Anthony Joshua, but considering how drawn out negotiations have been up until this point, would Eddie Hearn and Anthony Joshua be willing to risk that 1st of June date at Madison Square Garden for a possibility of the Deontay Wilder fight, undisputed? I'm guessing yes, definitely. Eddie Hearn would be keen to do that, and obviously Eddie Hearn is a shrewd businessman, and he loves to shock the boxing world and boxing fans. So yeah, I would imagine that if that deal was to arise, he would be looking at it and be keen for it, and Anthony Joshua would most certainly be keen for it. But obviously it is unlikely, but still, it is a possibility. Although, I think in general, for the undisputed fight to happen, I think that Deontay Wilder is going to have to drop Shelly Finkel because he seems to be filling his head with lies and he doesn't want him to fight Anthony Joshua. I think he is the one who is putting this fight off bigger than anyone else. Deontay Wilder, I don't think he fancies a fight. I don't think he knows whether he can beat Anthony Joshua. I think he thinks he loses. But obviously Shelly Finkel is filling his head with lies, saying that he shouldn't fight Anthony Joshua and he should take this other path. Because Shelly Finkel doesn't have any other fighters, it's just Deontay Wilder. So once that comes to an end, he has no other fighters. He is holding on to that. So guys, all in all, could Anthony Joshua be facing Deontay Wilder on the 1st of June at Madison Square Garden? Yes, it is always a possibility, but I think Anthony Joshua will go ahead with the Miller card. All I'm saying is don't be surprised if they do take a sidestep and try and make that fight. Guys, what are your thoughts on this? Please drop your thoughts in the comments below. Please like the video and subscribe for more content. Thank you guys.